You know what it's like. You've been enjoying yourself on your Sunday morning bimble and you're not quite sure where you are. You see some signs, but you can't see them at the speed, so you've gone back to have a look. A bit of wildlife goes past. You're thinking, right, let's see where I'm going next. And then it all goes wrong. You forget to put the side stand down. Wouldn't it be so much better if you were using the Satnav on your phone so that you could find your way without having to think about stopping? Well, a quad lock helps you do that. And the parts to put it together are fairly simple. This is the bit that sticks into the steering stem. It expands so that it won't come back out. Has a nice little trim piece so that it doesn't look too sort of industrial. And if it's a smaller steering stem, there you go, you've got a set of smaller wedges. This bit allows you to adjust the angle, and the final bit is what actually locks your phone on. So let's just have a quick look at how we put this onto my Fireblade. They have a lot of different covers for all the phones that you can buy, and they just clip on the back. An extra thing that you'll need, because phones, especially the high-end ones, have such delicate cameras in them that they're always trying to even out vibration, are one of these vibration dampeners. I'd recommend you use one of them unless you've got a really basic phone. Like I said, before you do put it all together and tighten it all up. You need to check that you can see your clocks, that you can see the warning lights, at least, you know, reasonably, and make sure that the position's okay for you, because when you got it slightly off, it really does get annoying. And as you can see with this bike, it's got stays for the fairing. I had to make sure it wasn't going to touch them. It was a concern at first. In reality, it turned out not to be a problem whatsoever. Now let's look at the handlebar mount. There are 3 different collars, a 22, a 28 and a 25. The 25's 1 inch, so that's about the kind of thing you'd use perhaps with a Harley. The 22 I think is 7/8, so that's the type I'll use with the Honda and with the old British bikes. I'm not sure what uses the bigger size. And this is really easy to mount as well. Choosing where to put it is the hardest thing, because obviously you've got wires and you've got cables and mirrors, so you need to think about that before you even think about trying to put it on. The bar grip goes on just like it would for a clutch lever or whatever, and then you've got another bar that used to position the actual head, you know, where the phone would connect. I'm using one of those anti-vibration dampers on this as well, because I really don't want to ruin my phone. Although this looks like it might be an unusual place to have the phone, when you actually see me using it, which you'll see in a couple of seconds, actually works out quite well. The position of it seems okay actually, better than I expected. I thought it was going to be not really visible, but I can see it really well. I was worried that the reflections on it might be an issue. If you remember, I did say make sure you position it well, because your OCD will go mad if it's not. Using it on the Fireblade, it was actually in a better position than I thought, so that I could see the clocks and things. I had to have it fairly close to me, so you do have to look down to be able to see it, but as you can see, setting it, not a problem. Here's a little bit of video of it in use, and as you can see, you can use the Satnav really well. I wouldn't consider using it for texting while you were riding along though. I think it's a little bit more useful on a bike with handlebars where you're a little bit more sit up and beg, but it certainly works with this, and I suspect most sports bikes it would work with. I think it's a really good thing to use, so I'm going to have them on my bikes. If you want to buy one, please do use the links below, because it really helps us as a channel. And here's my moment of embarrassment again. Luckily the bike wasn't damaged. The indicator was about the only thing that was twisted out of place, because it fell on grass. It might not be obvious. Thanks very much for watching, and do subscribe if you haven't already, and we really appreciate any comments that you give us, and certainly if you give us a like.